And obviously that the mita that came to the forefront, the mita that was most prominent and harps on over and over again is the mita of chesed. Because he showed up with all his camels and his avadim, and she went well lifting in order to make sure that he was taking care of his camel, even his camels were taken care of, that they had where to stay, and that all their needs were met. And this is what impressed Eliezer more than anything else. It only mentions once that she was beautiful. It mentions many times her Rida of Chesed. That was really what he was looking for. And I mean, it's not a kasha, but it needs to be examined what the why chesed specifically that he seemed to be looking for. The reason why chesed, it seems was very prominent in his mind was obviously because we all know that Avram his Rebbe was embodied chesed, and one of his greatest displays and exhibitions of chesed was when he was he had just given himself bris milah and he was still healing, and then on his third day of his bris milah he was already rushing out to do chesed. Not only was he injured in a very strong way, but he was even actually in the presence of Kadosh Baruch Hu. Now Rashi, the Torah says Hashem came to his name, but once he saw the three malachim, he interrupted his meeting with the Kadosh Baruch Hu himself to go to Achmes Sarfim. And so at the time, Avram was chaylik on this point, and it is, it's a scary thing to talk about, but from what I remember hearing from rachelisheva and Eretz Yisrael was that the way he wanted to say was that Avram Avinu himself put that mitzvah, or whatever, he chose that mitzvah, or he just pursued that mitzvah at all costs, at all costs, because he was really in the presence of Kadosh Baruch Hu, and yet he interrupted that to go do chesed. So what was his justification? Certainly he was pater. So just like Rivka was pater when she to feed the camels and to run and do all that stuff. It was all of Nimshir Sadin. And where did he learn this inning of chesed? Really almost when there was really no chiyuv for it or whatever, or I don't want to say no justification for it, but he was being visited by Hashem himself. So he said, so from what I remember hearing is that my Rebbe said that he heard it from, not Reb Doug, different issue, that he heard it from he got it from HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu, again, this is whatever you want to say, whatever you want to understand, is that really when he created the world is Tzaddim Chesed, and that he created it only for Chesed, to be meitiv us, to be mahana us, that we should really do what we're supposed to do, and then eventually receive all the reward. But remember, before he created the world, there was nobody there to be mahana. So he created the person to be mahana just so he could be mahana them. So, however you want to look at it, it is one way of looking at the equation, but you see right there that Hashem was showing this concept of how important chesed was, that he even created the need for the chesed in order just to do the chesed. So that's where possibly Avram Avinu got his ideal and his how much of a pedestal he put chesed on, and then naturally that's what he would be looking for in his shidduch for his son. So naturally, just to say very simply, marriage is really mostly about the giving more than the taking. Like everyone else, Ava, you said last night, is Milashon Hav, giving, and it's not about what you take; it's really about what you give, and it's about the chesed. Chesed is even when there's no ready need for it, and but certainly when there is, and really just to always have that on your mind, that not just how am I going to alleviate this issue, or how am I going to just get by, and but it's really about being there for the person and really making bettering their lives, and in turn, but it's not about the return. It's about the giving. So just a little bit of advice, I guess, if you want to call it.
Thank you.